The college football experience. JMU Dukes. Yes, James Madison Dukes 2023 season preview episode on the Sports Gambling Podcast Networks, brought to you by Circa Sports. Yes, Circa Sports is back with their Circa Survivor and Circa Millions contest. $14 million is up for grabs. Get all the details at circasports.com. And remember, as always, folks, to let it ride.
Hey everybody, Joe Theismann here. You're listening to SGPN. So do this, let it ride.
Yes. Woo! Welcome to the college football experience. James Madison Dukes 2023 season preview episode. Holy shit. What a first year. Woo. Not bad for an old women's university, right? I'm joking. No, they had a great first year. I'm excited to talk about Dukes football. Perhaps you're wondering just who the hell you're listening to. Well, my name is Colby Swig at Database Dan, aka Pick Dundee. That's not a pick. This is a pick.
He was raised in the land down under, where a man thinks on his feet, speaks with his fists, and lives by his wits.
When Dundee happened, he was a superstar.
I smoke and I drink and I don't have stress and I'm healthy.
And you're nothing but a chameleon, lemon-headed, coward, tailless pussy. And I'm after you, buddy. You're going to pay for it. Good night.
Yes. We are going to pay for it. Very good night. And what an entrance to FBS football. What did App State do in year one? I wonder, because we might end Georgia Southern. We got to look at those two to compare them. Blue Bloods in the FCS. All right. I am joined by my co-host. Give it up for, he's home. Former JMU Duke defensive back, the burrito eating, sideline kiss stealing, wheeling and dealing, Patty C in the place to be.
Hi-oh.
Oh man, the Dukes getting it done.
Yeah,
Charles Haley,
buddy.
Hall of Famer, alma mater. Gary Clark, Scott Norwood.
Hello.
Couple guys recently.
Hello.
Todd Centeio's off to the XFL, right?
You know, we're starting. We got some guys in the Ben DiNucci.
Ben DiNucci
started
signed
for
with
the Dallas Cowboys
He's on the Broncos
for a game.
now. Yeah. There he goes on the Broncos now. So
There you go.
You got guys. You got guys.
Couple guys out there. You know, I'm gonna say something and rain on our parade here really quickly. Georgia Southern year one in the FBS 9-3. Ugh. We were 8-3.
Yeah, they didn't give you an
8-4.
extra game. 8-3.
Oh, that's right. We were stuck at 11.
So you could have been
9-3.
Yeah.
You know, we're already getting non-favorable rulings by
the fucking NCAA with their they're not eligible to play in the Sun Belt Championship or make a bowl. That is nonsense.
Absolutely.
What is their job? Like what?
Yeah.
Like why do we pay them? Why do we abide by them?
Why is society like that? Where it's just like people have the tendency to want to fuck you. If they have the opportunity through administrative red tape,
let these kids celebrate. They're good. They're clearly good. Let them have the same rewards as other people. Yeah. Why do you have to be an asshole about it?
Yeah. Let's reward the people in our lives who are not assholes.
Yes.
The NCAA has never been not an asshole. So
amen.
App State year one, 7-5.
Woo.
Hello.
So the Dukes of James Madison out of Harrisonburg, Virginia, they showed up and NC Nick, I know, I took them on the over. I didn't lock it. NC Nick was like, no, there's no way they're going to have some regression in year one. some Sun Belt specialist he is because.
Well, I took him on the under too, but I wasn't gonna. I'm not gonna overhype my boys. I think that's bad karma.
I took him on the over.
Better to be a humble fan, even though it doesn't really go with the mojo of JMU. It's good to practice humility every now and then.
They had some dominating wins too.
Yeah, they
44-7 against Middle Tennessee. Middle Tennessee beat Miami at Miami by 14 a couple weeks later.
Yeah, and it probably wasn't even that close.
So 37.1 against Middle Tennessee. You got that comeback from behind when App State was whooping your ass.
Yeah, they were.
And then
things were just going wrong, but that was the ultimate hey, circle the wagons and come back on them. I was really proud of that one.
27-point win against Texas State. 22-point win against Arkansas State and Butch Jones. 34-point win at SB Ballard Stadium against Old Dominion. 40-point win against Coastal Carolina. Damn. Now I know they didn't have Grayson McCall in that game, but who cares?
That's how you close out a season right there.
I mean, so your 3 losses, I believe all 3 came with a backup quarterback.
I think Todd Centeio was playing.
He was
in
in
Georgia
the Southern game,
but he wasn't at 100%.
So, so you lose to Georgia Southern 45-38. That was a back and forth crazy game. I remember watching it here with you.
Yeah.
You got the backup quarterback in for the Marshall game, which was the disaster.
That was bad.
Yeah, disaster. Marshall wins at Birdgeforth Stadium by 14.
Billy Atkins, yeah.
And then you had that same quarterback at Louisville, correct? Or did Centeio play a little bit?
I think it must have been Billy Atkins. 2 touchdowns, 5 interceptions. 44% completion percentage. It was a big. I mean, put it this way: Todd Centeio 25 touchdowns, 5 interceptions. Billy Atkins 2 touchdowns, 5 interceptions.
Yeah, and I mean, what stands out the most to me on all this, buddy, is App State and Georgia State gave you games. You only had 2 wins that were 1-score games. The rest, so you only played in 3 1-score games. The rest was domination for the most part. And when you add in the backup quarterback against Marshall, I'll just say give that a pass. And the Louisville game, you're playing a Power 5.
Oh, we should have been more competitive. We got smacked in both of those games, and there's just no. Dressing that
you
up.
Couldn't.
They
the
were
Marshall
both good
game,
teams.
you couldn't complete a forward pass.
Yeah,
I was watching that game and I was like, "This backup's bad."
Yeah.
So bad. The depth, obviously, an issue. But I would say the first storyline here is the fact that you dominated a lot of good teams or decent teams. You know what I mean? So
yeah, I mean, where do we finish? 37th nationally in rushing yards per game. That was the thing I was surprised about was how physical our offensive line was. They just look bigger than I remember them looking. And so, Nick Kidwell, he's the staple, but we got a bunch of studs, all 5 coming back. We'll get to that, but I am optimistic about this year based on that, but there are some things that need to get addressed.
I took the over and I thought I was barely going to hit. This was very impressive. I hate to say that to you because I know you're gonna run with it and go wild with it. But what do you make of old Curt Cignetti now? 41-8 as a head coach of James Madison.
Well, you gotta appreciate the job he's done. Having Mike Houston come in there and win the championship in year 1 in pretty resounding fashion, and then Cignetti getting close but never
Sun Belt Coach of the Year last year.
Yeah, I mean, look, we thought that he's not just going to have the it factor and they're going to regress from Houston, but that hasn't happened. And now the opportunity to win the FCS championship is gone, so he's never going to be able to prove that he can do that too. But shoot, if he keeps doing what he did last year, and if he can manage to improve on that, I think he'll have proved himself as a pretty damn good coach.
Yeah, I'm seriously impressed with year 1. Folks, we're going to dive into it. We're going to talk about JMU and the transfer portal. We're going to talk about JMU's offense, defense, special teams. We're going to go game by game on the Dukes 2022 schedule, or 23 schedule. And by the way, they're still not allowed to win the Sun Belt. They can make a bowl this year. So wait, the NCAA says they can make a bowl. But just not playing for the. Can someone make it make sense?
You can't.
Someone make it make sense. But before we do all that, and hopefully you're subscribed on YouTube as we break down all 133 college football teams with a solo podcast for each and every team in the land, like we do each and every year. That's youtube.com/the college experience. But I want to tell you that the JMU Dukes 2023 season preview episode is brought to you by Circa Sports. Yes, Circa Millions and Circa Survivor are back. $14 million in guaranteed prizes up for grabs Circa Millions, five NFL picks, ATS each week. That's all you got to do, and bam, you could win some big time cash. Circa Survivor is just pick a different money line winner each and every single week of the NFL season. Can't pick the same team twice. Enter in Las Vegas, play from anywhere. Sport and the SGPN crew will be out there last weekend in August. Circasports.com for all the details. Once again, circasports.com. What would you do with the money if you won $14 million, people? It's a lot of money. Throw it into that Birdgeforth Connect Stadium. Keep building onto that thing. All right.
That's right. We got to get that figured out.
Got to get it figured out. Check out circasports.com for other details. Once again, circasports.com. All right. We are back on the college football experience. JMU Dukes 2023 season preview episode. Patty C. I mean, I am very intrigued to see this team play this year. Let's talk about the portal because we got a lot to talk about. I'll rattle off some numbers in a minute. Departing in the portal. You guys got hit last year. That's another thing. People don't realize that late in the season, a year ago, in the offseason, you lost your linebacker to Texas and your corner, I think, to somewhere in the SEC.
Yeah.
So we thought those were gigantic hits, and it made me paranoid about the episode I did when I took the over.
Yeah.
Wasn't a big problem. But it kind of happened again because Isaac Ukwu, defensive end, got bought by Ole Miss.
Yeah. I want to say what, had 7.5 sacks last year.
Yeah.
No good to lose that guy.
Got bought by Ole Miss. They also lost Andrew Adair, an offensive lineman, to Biff Poggi and the Charlotte 49ers. And besides that, I would say you did a pretty good job. You lost defensive lineman Zaid Hamden to Southern Illinois, the Saluki. Shout out to our guy Stone Labanowitz. And that is it, buddy.
That ain't too bad.
That is impressive. Now, what you brought in is former 4-star cornerback Travell Mullen from Indiana. This guy was a 4-star recruit in Bloomington. Take that all day. You also took wide receiver Tajee Hudson from East Carolina. He couldn't see the field there. Might as well go to some a better opportunity to see the field, a lesser competition. So I understand that, but you get Hudson from ECU, you get Mullen, the 4-star corner from Indiana, you get tight end Kai Wright from Pitt. It's a nice get, and then you get quarterback Brett Griffiths from Wake Forest. Remember his brother Mitch Griffiths starting for Wake Forest this year. He's out of Ashburn, Virginia. I like that get. And then I think this
what position is he?
Quarterback. I think he's a freshman though, or redshirt freshman. Quarterback Jordan McCloud from Arizona / South Florida comes in, and I think you should be excited about the future with him. He kind of reminds me of Centeio. He's got 3 years of eligibility left.
I was surprised though by this. I was thinking that he was like a big prospect based on looking nice for South Florida, not so nice for Arizona, but was only a 2-star, and 24/7 is giving him 0 stars as a transfer. I don't know how that. I
remember watching like a South Florida game. Me and you were watching. We're like, hey, this guy's not bad.
Yeah, he can move. He's good. The incoming recruited quarterback 3-star. So there is a battle. There is a battle. Let's talk all about it. JMU's. So I'd say they won the portal though. I know they lose Ukwu, the defensive end. That's a big loss. Yeah.
But you bring in a 4-star cornerback and Travell Mullen. You bring in a wide receiver from ECU who, if you go to ECU, your chances of being successful are just a lot better. So then the tight end from Pitt.
The salt is real.
And you get 2 Power 5 quarterbacks, McCloud from Arizona and Griffiths from Wake. Especially if McCloud ends up starting a lot of games, I think you won the portal.
Yeah, I mean, either way, bolstering the quarterback room, whether it's Barnett, the potential incumbent here, or McCloud or Griffith, I think you create a competition and you add talent there, and whoever comes out of that, not only do you create the crucible in which one will emerge, but you also create depth. So I think they did a good job there.
Well, let's talk about a year ago and let's break down this offense. Scoring offense, 13th in the nation.
Hello.
What the fuck?
Must
it makes me wonder what like North Dakota State and South Dakota State, because they would normally beat the tar out of JMU, and
they wouldn't beat the tar out of us.
Yes, but I'm saying, what do you think they would do if they jumped in the FBS? Because the 13th best scoring offense in the country, 37th best rush offense, 35th best pass offense, charting at the 29th best offense in the country. That is a top 30 offense in year one of the FBS. Impressive. And it's going to get even more impressive in a minute, but let's key in a little bit on this offense, because you do lose Todd Centeio. Are you concerned about that? He is gone.
Yeah. Todd Centeio, he really stepped in. I was more, bullish on him coming in than a lot of people were, just because he didn't put up great stats necessarily at Colorado State, but he put up decent stats, but he definitely exploded at JMU. I think it's going to hurt to lose him. I think we're going to take a little step back from him.
Well, you lose him. You lose Percy. How do I pronounce this guy's last name again? He's a beast running back. Ran for almost 1,000 yards and 8 touchdowns.
Percy
Eddie Obese. Yeah, that guy was a stud. You do bring back Latrell Palmer, who was pretty damn good too.
Yeah,
rushing for about 400 yards on 4 yards a carry, just about 5 touchdowns as well. But you also lose your top wideout out of Manassas, Virginia, Chris Thornton, 59 receptions for 1,000 yards and 7 touchdowns.
Who's the guy we lost to South Carolina in the transfer portal last year?
The wideout. I know
we had him
about.
and Chris. What's his name? Why am I drawing a blank?
Chris Thornton, man.
Yeah. It hurts, but I think we're going to reload a little bit there.
Well, you got Reggie Brown coming back, 24 catches, 401 yards, second leading receiver, 4 touchdowns. You also bring back your next receiver, Devin Ravenel. No, actually, he might have graduated. I got to see if he came back for a super senior season, because that's what makes it tricky when you break down all the stuff. But Reggie Brown is back. I do think they lose Ravenel. The quarterback spot, I assumed it was going to be Jordan McCloud starting when I saw he landed there, right?
Yeah.
Not the case from what I'm reading here. I'm reading that a redshirt freshman, Alonzo Barnett, has a lead on him, and McCloud would be the second string, and they still have Griffiths and Billy Atkins. Patty C, are you a bit shocked at that, knowing that a redshirt freshman going to be thrown to the wolves when they take on the Bucknell Bison to start the season?
As much as Bucknell, is going to be a threat, and we respect them, I think that's a pretty good starting spot for a freshman. I will say he was a 3-star, like I said. McCloud only a 2-star, so maybe there is more upside than, since we haven't seen him, we don't know what to expect. If he's winning the competition against McCloud, I don't think JMU is just going to put their guy in. I think they're going to put the best guy in. So having seen McCloud, maybe there's something to look forward to there. McCloud in his last year at South Florida, 62% completion percentage, 9 touchdowns, 2 interceptions. His freshman year, good for 283 rushing yards. So we know he is capable. He's maybe not perfect, but
he likes dual threat quarterbacks, which I agree.
Yeah,
you should
a
be
little
doing.
competition is good. So we'll see. It's not going to be Centeio probably, but who knows?
Okay, so Latrell Palmer, who was the second leading rusher on the team a year ago, 5 touchdowns, almost 400 yards, 398. He is not penciled in as the day one starter. He is the day one starter that I'm seeing that. It's Kaelon Black. It was a freshman a year ago. Yeah. 69 rushes, 333 yards, 4.8 yards a rush, 3 touchdowns. Either way, I kind of like the depth between Black and Palmer in this backfield. I know they also have another guy, Lawton, Tyson Lawton. I think the backfield will be fine.
Yeah, they're usually going to be able to find some guys there.
Quarterback, a little bit of a mystery here. Wideout, as I alluded to, Reggie Brown is back. Their second leading receiver from a year ago, but losing Chris Thornton, who had over 1,000 yards, and losing the other 2 guys, Terrence Green and Devin Ravenel, you basically lose almost 1,800 yards of production from the wide receiver position.
Yeah.
And you lose your tight end Drew Painter from a year ago. So that's concerning. Reggie Brown is back, but I do have a little bit of some question marks. Elijah Surratt coming in at the wideout spot. He came over from St. Francis, right?
Mm-hmm.
I have no idea.
I mean, I know who is it? Phoenix Sproles coming over.
Oh, I do like him.
Yeah,
that's right. I forgot. So he wasn't in the portal. Interesting.
He left early,
but he was in the portal.
Didn't have it. Yeah,
they didn't have it.
24/7. Yeah. Step your game up.
No, I know Phoenix Sproles. I covered him at North Dakota State. I know he left early in the season. He kind of quit the team, dipped out.
He must have been injured for the 2020 season because 2019
he was
season,
out for the year, torn ACL.
Okay.
Yeah.
33 catches for 541 yards his sophomore year.
And you got to remember with Cam Miller, they were not very efficient at
throwing
passing the ball.
Yeah.
So I think that's one of the reasons why he left. I think he can play. Let's
hope so. Also, Omarion Dollison is transferring in
South Florida, right?
Yeah, and he was good for what?
You rattle off this shit. They don't even understand what they're doing.
48 touchdowns and 48 receptions for about 500 yards or 400 some odd yards.
And he probably has a connection with McCloud, who played at South Florida as well. Okay, I'm becoming more optimistic with these guys because Surratt was a big time player in the FCS ranks with St. Francis.
We got used to that transfer portal way before everyone else did because once we realized that there was no penalty for transferring down from FBF to FCS, we became one of the places where people were magnets to, and like higher talent that needed to get a second chance. We took advantage of that early.
So you got Zach Horton at the tight end spot. Remember, you're also bringing in this Pitt transfer. You're also bringing in Taylor Thompson from the Charlotte. So you got Kai Wright and Taylor Thompson coming in from the portal at the tight end spot. I get it. 4 of your top 5 wideouts are gone, but I kind of like this team from a wide receiver standpoint. Offensive line, Patty C, who you were bullish on a season ago.
Yeah. They're big. I just did the math. Average for the starting lineup, 313 pounds.
They return everybody. What are we supposed to fear here? This team is going to be good again. They're going to be
the quarterback.
If the quarterback
remains to be seen.
At least you have depth, though. You got 4 options, really.
A good line, some decent skill position players around them, and a good defense is a nice situation for a new quarterback to step into.
Well, if you thought the offensive numbers were fantastic, which I did, I was more impressed with the defensive numbers because Patty C, the defensive coordinator, I'm drawing a blank on his name right now. I know Shanahan's the OC.
DC is
Haynes, right?
What
is it? Haynes?
Bryant Haynes.
Yeah. This guy, 23rd scoring defense in the nation. Number 2 behind the Georgia Bulldogs at rush defense. Number 41 at pass defense. Kyle Van Tree says hello. Total defense, number 5 in America. So you come waltzing in here and you have a top 5 defense in America.
Again, maybe the rush defense stats are a little inflated because we were blowing this shit out of everyone. And so no one could run the ball. They were all playing pass to catch up. So the rushing yards may have suffered. I don't know. That's not to take away from the run defense, but
dude, that's really fucking impressive to come in year 1. I took the over. I didn't think that would happen. I didn't think that would happen on offense or defense.
Anyone on earth thought that would happen.
They bring back 7 starters on the defensive side of the ball. You gotta be excited about what is coming back because yes, they lose the kid to Ole Miss in Ukwu, but Mikhail Kamara at the DN spot. He was a freshman. Last year, and he popped. Also, nose guard James Carpenter back. So you're bringing back 2 or 3 on the defensive line. I think the question mark there, defensive tackle, he's got to step up, but he is a senior, and he was all second team Sunbelt a year ago. In Jamry Chroma.
Oh,
yeah, I think that's how you pronounce it, Jamry Chroma. Okay, I'm buying in. I am buying in more and more. Linebacking core. Guess what? The entire linebacking core is back. No, 3 of 4. I'm sorry, 3 of 4. But the one you're breaking in is Jalen Green, who is a senior. You like to see that. The other returning linebacker is Jalen Walker, who was 3rd team All Sunbelt. Taurus Jones, who was 2nd team All Sunbelt, and Chris Chukwunke. I don't know how to pronounce that name.
I think Chukwunike.
Secondary is the big question mark, I think, on the defensive side of the ball. You do bring back 2 of 4, but you're breaking in a corner, and I'm seeing Brent Austin penciled in to be. I know you have Antoine Booth also, who was a transfer from Michigan State. You also have another NC State transfer deep on that bench because that's where he belongs. I'm joking, but then you got strong safety Devin Coles coming. So you're breaking in 2 out of the 4. Josh Surratt is back at the free safety spot.
Josh Cheese Surratt. Part
of the Modest Cheese Band.
That's right. Yeah. If there could be Sauce Gardner, there could be Cheese Surratt.
And Chauncey Logan, your top corner, is back. He was just a freshman a year ago. So damn, they played some youth guys.
Well, that was one thing that really stood out to me is like, and when you look at the stats, it's very distributed in terms of the number of tackles. Like no one has like elite defensive stats.
Team defense, baby.
Yeah, they got a lot of dudes getting PT. A huge rotation there.
Well, your kicker and punter are back, so you gotta like that. Patty C. Are they gonna win the national championship this year? They gotta get the 12-team playoff going because this team, wow.
Let's not overhype it. We have one.
Well, they've already won 3 national championships: 1975, 2004, 2016. So I guess by 28, they'll get it done.
That's right. I'm gonna send the 1974 banner to JMU.
Yeah,
I don't think we hung that one yet.
They should. They went undefeated. So Patty C, if the quarterback can be just average, I expect this team to be really good and contending for a Sun Belt championship, even though they can't
get it.
So ridiculous. What if the university just said we're going to play somewhere else, like play the championship game? You know how like BYU and Coastal just added that game?
Yeah. Just take the best independent and play them in the in our own championship game.
No, what if like the team that you're supposed to play, like say South Alabama, and they're just like, you know what, we'll play you a week after the Sun Belt championship. We'll play this, but
yeah, that would be nice.
They should do it.
You know what? You know what is a shame. I don't want to take obviously the situation at UVA last year very tough, but Virginia Tech, right? Could have they had an extra game that they could have scheduled. We had an extra game that we could have scheduled on championship weekend. Neither.
They don't want that smoke. What happened last time in Blacksburg?
What did happen last time in Blacksburg?
They were top 10, top 15.
That's right.
Took an L when JMU came in there. All right. Well, look, we're going to talk the conference schedule and just the entire schedule. We're going to go game by game and project how we got JMU going in 2023. But before we do all that, I want to tell you that the college football experience is brought to you by Underdog Fantasy. Yes, Underdog Fantasy is awesome. All right, Best Ball Mania is here, and Underdog's giving away $15 million in prizes. 15. Look, Underdog Pick'em is also a great way to get down on your favorite MLB and NFL season player props. I know that the Washington Redskins are gone, and there's no pro football in the DC area anymore. But they still have great player props. And by the way, when college football season comes around, you're going to love this because you're going to be able to play. There's great player props for college football when the season kicks. So you'll be able to get an Alonzo Barrett or Barnett?
Barnett, and then
Alonzo Barnett, the redshirt freshman quarterback, probably have a over 35 yards prop rushing. Let's go. I'm serious though. It's fantastic. I each and every year we've been with them for a few years. So there's so many ways to win over at Underdog, and Underdog's available in so many different states. Head over to underdogfantasy.com. Use that promo code SGPN for 100% deposit bonus up to $100. Once again, that's underdogfantasy.com. Promo code SGPN. All right, we are back on the college football experience with 3-time national champion James Madison Dukes. Patty C, if the folks out there are watching on YouTube, youtube.com/the college experience, subscribe, tell a friend. Also, wherever podcasts can be found, we also host the FCS college football experience, but this is the college football experience. Subscribe, tell a friend. We also host the college basketball experience and college baseball experience. College basketball, JMU opens up the season at Michigan State. Patty C, you smell upset?
Yeah, sure.
They knocked off Virginia, right?
We did knock off Virginia. Granted, that was at JMU. Maybe we can get a F Tom Izzo chant going.
All right, let's start it right here. Fuck Tom Izzo. Fuck Tom Izzo. Fuck Tom Izzo.
Tom Izzo, if you're listening, which you're not, sorry.
He happens to be a huge JMU football fan. That's why that's why they're on the basketball schedule.
That's right.
So look, if you're watching on YouTube, you see this sweet graphic here. Shout out to our graphics guy Cam Kerr putting this sweet JMU graphic together. The win total is at 8. Whew. It sounds like Vegas not worried about Alonzo Barnett.
Yep, we'll see. I mean, again, let's pump the brakes. There is not a huge body of data here to back up everyone's assumptions. So I got to go game by game for the first couple years with these guys.
Well, there is a huge body of data that Bucknell's offense is complete ass, and Bucknell comes into Birdgeforth Stadium on September 2nd. Make sure you get nice and liquored up for this one because this is gonna be a shellacking. Go to Dave's, get a burger after. Wasn't that place called Dave's?
Yeah, Dave's Tavern. I don't even know if it's still there.
Just go to Dave's. All right. If it's not there, find a fucking guy named Dave and use his grill. Yeah. Exactly. Look, want to know for sure.
Yeah.
I'll lay a solid 31 in that game.
You know, just out of curiosity, I'm going to check what Bucknell did, but I would say that is not really necessary.
Look.
3 and 8 at the FCS level.
I host the FCS podcast. You stay on Bucknell's schedule.
Mm-hmm.
How many times did they score over 20 points?
No. 1, 2. But it was the last 2 games of the season. They're turning that ship around.
They are right now. All over JMU. I'll lay a solid 31. Week 2. So you got them 1-0, Petty C, right? Week 2 they head to Charlottesville.
This is the whole season.
Fantastic.
This is the whole season for JMU.
What happened the last time they played UVA?
They beat us, but it was the time before that we beat them, and apparently that was enough for them to
never schedule.
They had to play.
They probably had a 2-year deal.
Yeah. 1-1, and we beat them, and then they never scheduled us for 40 years. So back on the schedule.
Virginia's not winning this game. Now the only thing you could talk me into is the fact it's Barnett's first road game.
Yeah. I mean, I don't expect it to be a particularly rowdy. I mean, it is the first game back since at Charlottesville since the whole shooting thing happened.
Virginia's first game.
It's probably going to be a scene similar to what ECU and Virginia Tech experienced after that shooting incident. But Virginia Tech lost that game.
Yeah.
So I'm a UVA fan too, but am I hoping JMU is going to win? Yes. Do I think it's going to be a blowout? No. I think it's going to be a damn good game, and I hope UVA comes out on top. I think not UVA. I think JMU will come out on top, and I think we're going to trash their campus.
I'll lay 7 with JMU.
Well, let me push back because 34-17 was their score against Louisville last year, and our score against Louisville last year was.
Didn't have Centeio.
Yeah, we lost 34-10, so they did better than us in our lone.
Okay.
Head to head.
Okay, JMU beat App State. App State was better than every team in the ACC. Probably.
It's true. I just think you can't sleep on just because UVA had a rough year. It doesn't mean
that they don't have Brandon Armstrong. They lost a lot of key guys. Fentrell Cypress is gone.
Look, you are fading UVA hard. I am not sleeping on them. I think
JMU loses this game. They should fire Cignetti.
We're gonna trash their campus.
This is a win. 2-0 for JMU.
I agree.
Back to back. Wow. Okay, JMU. Back to back away games.
Oof.
They head down to Alabama to take on the Sun Belt champs. Some say this is the Sun Belt championship happened on September 16th when JMU heads to Troy. Man.
Not an easy game to predict here. Troy was 12-2 last year. In fact, this game's on the road. Makes me lean Trojans.
I'm taking Troy too.
Yeah.
And the fact it's a sandwich spot. The very next week they head out to Logan, Utah. I remember when they went to Ogden, Utah to take on Weber State, who happened to lay it on Utah State a year ago. JMU, they traveled well then. I got them beating Utah State on September 23rd, Patty C, but it is sneaky elevation.
Utah State, not a bad team. They handed Air Force one of their 2 losses. 6-7 last year.
The year before they won the Mountain West. So
yeah, you can't sleep on Utah State. I'm almost tempted to give them a loss here too. Out of an abundance of caution, I think I will, even though I'll be at this game. JMU starts 2-2.
I got them 3-1, but then the South Alabama Jaguars come to Harrisonburg Birdgeforth Stadium, and this game is a pivotal game. I think I circled this one. If you want to hit the over, if you feel great about the over, if they win this,
they're probably hitting that over.
I think, yeah. I actually penciled this in as a loss though.
10-3 South Alabama last year. Should have been 11-2.
Yeah.
Gave away the UCLA game on the road.
Unbelievable.
One of the worst calls ever.
Yeah.
Only a 4-point loss to Troy. And look, they're a darn good team. It could be 3 straight losses for JMU, but I'm not going to do that. We're going with the win here, 3-2.
See, you know what just jumps out to me already though is last year they got Arkansas State and Texas State from the other side of the division.
Yeah, no, this schedule.
This year they get South Alabama and Troy, the best 2 teams.
Yeah,
that's not
a nice deal.
I still got them at 3-2 heading into their bye week on October 7th, and then October 14th, Georgia Southern and Davis Brin come in to Birdgeforth Stadium, and I got JMU winning this.
I do too. Revenge is going to be served ice cold to the Georgia Southern Eagles.
So 4-2, and then on October 19th, Thursday night, this game's awesome. Love the Sun Belt East.
It's a tough one. Another revenge spot.
You ain't winning this one.
I don't know if we're gonna
JMU at Marshall. I got the Thunder and Herd getting it done.
I don't know that Marshall's any better of a team than we are, especially when we have a quarterback that isn't throwing the ball to them directly every play.
Well, they whooped your ass last year.
It was by 14 points, and our quarterback threw 5 interceptions. So,
well, I mean, they have to intercept the ball.
Right. A starting quarterback that doesn't happen against.
Do you have a starting quarterback?
Well, we'll see, but it's not going to be.
Centeio's in the XFL.
Billy the Kid again. I don't think so. Look, yeah, I'll give it to Marshall on the Thursday night, but that's going to be a lit game. That's going to be a fun one to watch on TV.
So 4-3, right? Yeah. Then they host Old Dominion. Old Dominion got raided in the portal. This is going to be domination. I got moving to 5-3.
What do they call this? This is like the Royal Bowl or something now.
The Royal Rivalry, something like that.
We're gonna beat ODU, I think, but I can't. That's not a guarantee either.
Then you head down to Hot Atlanta, where you barely beat Georgia State a year ago.
Yeah,
1-2.
Georgia State's still a solid team. Another
He could be fired by here though, but I doubt it.
We shall see. The second.
This is a game.
Georgia State and Marshall rather and Georgia State both top 10 rushing teams against the number 2 rush defense. It's amazing though that they were able to hang 40 on us last year. This is the immovable object versus the irresistible force. I'm going to take JMU here.
I am too.
Yeah.
What's that put us at right there?
5-3.
No. I got Georgia State, Old Dominion. That's 2. Georgia Southern 3. Utah State 4. Virginia 5. Bucknell 6. The number is 8. Patty C. And now the UConn Huskies, who won a national championship in 2020. Jim Mora Jr. coming to town. I think this game's a little sneaky. Yeah, because it's ahead of App and Coastal.
Yeah, I'll hand them a loss here.
I think they're going to lose this too. I got them losing this. And then the Appalachian State Mountaineers coming to town.
We're beating that ass.
I got Appalachian State winning this one.
Listen, buddy, when shit was not hitting the fan in the first half against App State and we were, the ball was bouncing the wrong way every single play. Yes, they were able to get a lead on us. But as soon as we stopped giving the game to them, right, we started every drive beating their ass, both on offense and defense. And we did it for 2.5 quarters until we had the lead and we got the win. We're a better team than App State. I have no doubt about that in my mind. And we're playing.
Well, you're 5-12 all time against App State. I think they woke up and said, "Whoa! We got to take them a little more seriously than we thought."
I don't think they were sleeping on us, but
and I think they're going to come out there and beat the tar.
Oh, we'll see.
All right,
we'll see. They're not going to have that little mountain advantage. Come down to the valley, baby.
The valley, schmally. All right, and then the final game of the year, Patty C.
Oh yeah,
the JMU Dukes head to good old Myrtle Beach, the home of Hooters, to take on Grayson McCall, aka Big Bird, at Brook Stadium in Conway, South Carolina. I'm talking about Coastal Carolina, the Shots. I got JMU winning this.
I do too, but that's a tough spot to win against a good.
So you have them flat on the same number 8.
8-4. Yeah.
So if you had to lean over or under, what do you do?
Humility is the name of the game. We're gonna lean under, but
I'm on the under too. I think
it's just a tough schedule.
I think they're 7-5.
We'll see.
I think they're 7-5.
9-3 is possible. 10-2 maybe even.
The quarterback situation. Centeio came over from Colorado State. He had a ton of starts.
Yeah.
You don't have that luxury right here.
There's not a lot. Bucknell, and then it gets hard for like the rest of the season. So
yeah, that's true. Like what if you had to rate? No, Old Dominion sucks. So you have like Bucknell and Old Dominion, but everyone else is a solid team.
Yeah.
So should be fun. I'm on the under. Patty C's on the under. JMU, you look. You gave me the over last year. Maybe I'm the fool.
Hey,
all right.
They got to 8 on 11 games. We're getting a 12th game this year. Maybe we're being dumbasses here, but I'm not going to sit here and overhype my boys. Well, you know what that means though? During the season, for every win, I'm going to be talking shit.
There we go, folks. Look, well, we're both on the under, but before we get out of here, I had a chance to sit down with Michael Barker, aka College Football Campus Tour on Twitter, to talk about his experiences down there to Birdgeforth Connect Stadium and in Harrisonburg, Virginia. So, with no further ado, here is that interview. Me on the College Football Experience JMU Dukes 2023 season preview episode is none other than College Football Campus Tour on Twitter. That's the account at CFB Campus Tour. If you're watching on YouTube, youtube.com/the college experience, but he is better known as Michael Barker as well. Michael, first off, I appreciate you hopping on the show and talking JMU and Birdgeforth Stadium. But first off, folks, you gotta follow this Twitter page because Michael goes to like 5, 6, 7 games a week and he documents it all. He's been to every single FBS college football stadium. And JMU, you're brand new to the FBS. He's already been there. And I know you play a lot of weekday games in the Sun Belt, JMU. So Michael, thanks for hopping on the show and appreciate you talking JMU football, man.
Absolutely. And I appreciate the introduction, and JMU is a fun team to get around. They have a cool history, and I'm excited to talk about Birdgeforth Stadium.
Yeah. So what is the history behind the actual I know they were in the FCS and kind of like a blue blood in the FCS over the past 20 years. I remember they went to Virginia Tech, maybe 2010ish, and they won at Virginia Tech, and they won and Virginia Tech, I think, canceled the series. They're like, no, they're too good. But what's the history here of Birdgeforth and JMU football?
And you're right about their success in the FBS or in the FCS. They won 2 FCS national championships in 2004 and 2016. Their home record at Birdgeforth Stadium in the FCS playoffs was 15-4, so dominant. The stadium itself opened in 1975. It had only a 5,000 seat capacity. With success comes opportunity, and since then they've built it up more than 5 times the original capacity to 25,000 seats. That was part of an expansion in 2009 where they built up the west side of the stadium, and they have future plans, maybe with some of the Sun Belt money, to build up the east side of the stadium. And, when I said they're exciting and fans should get behind them, they played their first year in FBS last year, and everyone said the Sun Belt East was maybe the most difficult G5 division of all, and they won it. And because of a stupid rule, they were excluded from playing in the Sun Belt Championship. They're excluded again this year. So they're somebody to get behind because of their success. And, like you said, they play these weeknight games, and there's a lot of excitement for the JMU program. If you can come up in your first year from FCS and win in the Sun Belt, you got something going.
Yeah. And I need to get to this. I've been to JMU's campus before and had a good time. Had some friends from high school that went there. I'd love to get to a football game and check it out. Obviously Patty C played there, but before they did all the renovations and made it look so much better. But what game did you check out there, Birdgeforth?
So I went to a spring 2021 playoff game against North Dakota. And you talk about being a blue blood of FCS. When you go there, it feels like a big deal. And like I said, I haven't been there for an FBS game. They only went up last year. But there's tradition, there's banners, there's excitement. The crowd is pretty rough. So it was a fun game. They got up on North Dakota by a lot, and they ended up hanging on 34-21. They don't have a weeknight Sunbelt game this year. I'm going to try to figure out a way to combo them with some Virginia school. You got Liberty, you got a bunch
UVA,
of UVA, Virginia Tech. You got Hampton, Norfolk State, Old Dominion. There's a ton of football in Virginia. So I know a lot of JMU guys on Twitter, and I would love to get out there for a game this year if I can.
Yeah, man, that sounds awesome, folks. See, you need to follow him. He's already plotting games. He's already telling me dates on. Hey, I'll be at this stadium here, and I'm telling you, if you follow him on Twitter, you're going to be sitting there saying this guy is awesome because he's going to all these college games. He'll do the photo of the game. It's educational. He'll talk about the history of the stadium and stuff like that. So you gotta check him out, Michael. I appreciate you hopping on the show here to talk about the JMU football and Birdgeforth Stadium. Maybe they'll get the other side of that thing expanded in the near future. So thank you, man. Yeah.
I hope they do it. It would complete a beautiful stadium, one of the best probably in the Sun Belt. So hopefully you get out there and maybe I'll see you out there at Birdgeforth in the future.
There we go, brother. Take care and have a wonderful day, man.
You too.
Birdgeforth Connect Stadium. Shout out to Michael Barker. He does great work. And Patty C. The stadium's come a long way already.
I love that they kept it. It's basically right in the middle of campus, right next to where all the freshman dorms. So it's beautiful.
Love the way they kept it outdoors because that's the way football is supposed to be played.
Right next to Newman Lake. And I have a little story there. If you look at a picture of JMU Stadium on the far end of Newman Lake, just on the catty corner from the stadium, there's a willow tree, and me and a young lady hung out there one time.
She went to Plowtown out there.
Close.
Yeah.
Close.
Okay. Nice. Put down a little quilt. Yeah. Bring the old boombox. Play some Kenny G.
A little wine.
Yeah. Oh, fantastic work, folks. Patty C. And by the way, I did want to hammer this before we got out of here. Is Saturday, September 20th, 2025. JMU returns to the scene of the crime. Lane Stadium. Let's go.
They finally put us back on the schedule.
Finally put you back.
Will
on
it
the
be
schedule.
a mistake? This reminds me of like Notre Dame and Michigan. Michigan didn't want Notre Dame. They looked down on them. Notre Dame beat their ass. They didn't schedule them for like 40 years, and then they scheduled a home and home. And Notre Dame beat their ass again. They took them off the schedule for another 35 years. Let's hope UVA doesn't pussy out like that, and maybe Tech too.
There we go, folks. Look, JMU. What a great time to be a JMU fan. Basketball program's looking good. Football program's looking great. And look, I know we took the under, but I think they're still going to be in contention. And I think this is not a lock by any means for me. So folks, subscribe to the College Football Experience. We're breaking down all 133 teams, Spotify, iTunes, all that stuff. Hop on over there, give us a 5-star review. We don't get enough 5-star. Why don't we get that many 5-star reviews? Huh?
5 stars.
Call me a fucking idiot and give me a 5-star.
Calling all JMU fans.
Yes.
Throw the 5-star.
Throw the 5-star, just like Patty C threw the 5-star.
After 5 interceptions in a game.
Oh, okay. There you go. I was going to say under that tree, under that willow tree, maybe someone
5-star.
5-star something, right? Folks, subscribe. All right. We're also on YouTube, youtube.com/The College Experience. Remember, we host the College Basketball Experience, the FCS College Football Experience, the College Football Experience, the College Baseball Experience. You should be subscribed to all of them. And check out the Sports Gambling Podcast. We just did a great episode with Joe Theismann. Also had a great episode with Carson Steele, the starting running back for UCLA. Go check out those episodes. Phil Steele going to be coming on the show soon, I think. He comes on every year. Maybe some other great guests too. So check us out, folks. And excited. Come talk college football with us in the Discord, sportsgamblingpodcast.com/Discord. You can also get the SGPN app, which is free to download in the App Store and Google Play Store. You'll get access to all of our content. So do that. And remember, as always, to let it ride, folks. This is the JMU Dukes 2023 season preview episode on the college football experience. You better start thinking about yours, and we out of here.
Run and shoot. We can really run and shoot. And the whole team's looking and the whole world's looking with the cameras. Run and shoot. We can really run and shoot. And you know what you're getting, 'cause the book's rewritten with the cameras. Everybody's trying to stop this team, but we keep on knocking them dead. They make opposing coaches wanna cuss and scream and pull their hair right out of their head. Run and shoot.